Okay, it's time for a little update. And this is a very weird time to be recording a video, but there's a lot I want to say, a lot I want to show you. Um, right now it's about 6:30 on Saturday morning, October 5th. And I got off work at 2 a.m. and I walked home, which took an hour and a half to walk the 3 miles home. And I'm tired, but the thing is, I have so much on my mind, so many things I'm thinking about, and it's actually been about a week since I've used this computer for anything, because I've been working 10 hours every day. It's a rough job, too. Um, and so I took a shower, got on the computer, and I was working on some of my computer programming. And so I want to show you what I've been able to do really quickly, but then I want to say some other things too. Okay, so I'm going to switch to display capture here. Okay, so what I have here is I have a whole mess of code. I have a main.c file, and then I have other things. I have this very bizarre function I wrote over a week ago, I think, and it changes the colors in an image such that they will be the same as if it was in one of these other bit depths. And the 124 or 8-bit grayscale, or and then the red, green, blue. Like, I know what all these things mean, um, but rather than trying to explain a bunch of abstract things that you're not going to understand, I will show you the power of what it does. So I have this test function which is called by the main function. I just write functions and then I have the main function, because anybody who knows C programming knows the main function is always the start of a program. So I have a BPM test read function. So here's what we have. So I have this untitled.bmp file. Now, I just created this in GIMP. It's easy to create things with the gradient. Now here's what the image looks like, and it's untitled. I just made this image in a few seconds. So basically we see a radial gradient, so a bunch of ripples, a circle going outward. Now, there's a lot of color information there, a lot of color. We're talking tons and tons of colors. Now, I'm going to show you something. I have the bits per pixel set to 3 in the way I'm calling this function, because if you look at this function, the BPP, or bits per pixel, it is the fourth argument to this function. And I have a lot of complicated functions. I have probably, I don't know, 40 to 50 different little functions I've written in this graphics programming project called BBM. But let me show you what this does. This function calls many other functions. First, it allocates the memory with BBM malloc, and, well, it draws a checkerboard to the image, which is actually not relevant in this case because it loads an image after that. It's loading the untitled.bmp file. Now remember, it's in the Unix path style because I'm in a minimal Unix environment. But what I'm going to just do right now, let's just clear all that. I type make. I have it configured to automatically compile and run the program. And it has a bunch of diagnostic information that I understand, and it's for it was helped me when I was writing the function. I don't really need it now. But now let's see, what have I got. Now I basically output this image at 3 bits per pixel, and what does that mean? that means there is 1 bit for each of the primary colors, red, green, and blue. So remember, this was untitled.bmp. This is what the image looked like. It's very detailed. And then, when looking at this image, there is a total of only 6 colors, because you can only have a maximum of 8 colors technically. Yeah, that's right. You can have black and white are possible, but this is just what it converted those colors to. It converted them to whatever would be the closest approximation. It's a very strange function. So what happens if I change it to 1 bit per pixel? Well, I will do that and you'll be amazed. And I hope I can explain how it works too. But, okay, so let's just type make again and let's get it to run. Now let's see what it looks like. There we are, a monochrome thing. See how the original image and then how it converted it to black and white? It keeps the same shape but makes only 2 colors. Let me briefly explain why this works. Okay, so this function is probably one of my greatest masterpieces, aside from the functions that output the image files. But see, what it does is if the bits per pixel is 1, 2, 4, or 8, it does this bizarre thing. It gets every single pixel of the image, and then it extracts the color for that. It extracts it as its range 0 to 255 red, green, and blue values. But then it does something very strange. It adds the 3 numbers together, then divides it by 3, because it's 3 primary colors. It adds them together, divides by 3 to get a grayscale value. But then what it does is it right shifts the grayscale value based on the number of bits per pixel, such that, say, if there's only 4 bits per pixel, it's going to make sure that it's a number ranging 0 to 15. If you understand the bits per pixel in grayscale, it makes perfect sense. Now, my other one is a little bit more, there's a lot of things that are more complicated. It turns the grayscale back into a red, green, blue equivalent value. It's the same it's as that grayscale value. So all it's doing is converting the colors of pixels in place. It permanently changes the colors. But then my other algorithm, which probably, it works perfectly, as you saw when it turned it into just 6 colors. Well, it does a very similar thing, but instead of right shifting the grayscale value, it doesn't even use grayscale, it just right shifts each of the different things by an appropriate value. It's a very weird thing. It's hard to explain how I did this. I understand it, but if you're not a graphics programmer, it's not going to make any sense. It actually has 3 separate little loops that all look basically the same, except they are bitwise ORing a different value. I've thought about trying to make it just be 1 loop, but I like the simplicity and the elegance of it. I don't know. I don't even need to change it because performance-wise it makes no difference. The only reason I would change it would be to make the code look smaller. But who looks at my code besides me? Anyway, yeah, but what I'll show you is I'll show you one more amazing bit depth. I'm going to show you 6 bits per pixel. And this is one of my favorites. I like the 1 bit per pixel, I like the 3 bits per pixel, but this is going to be 6 bits per pixel. And let's see here. Okay, I need to close the existing windows, and let's see what it looks like. You see this? This is very interesting. It looks very pixelated here, but let's look at the original image, what it looked like, and this is the original, and then let's look at this zoomed in. It converts the rainbow colors into a range. It's the most colors that this can have is going to be 64 colors, because the way this works is it's 6 bits per pixel, because 2 bits are allocated for each of the primary colors. So it's a very weird thing. So every red, green, and blue value can range from values 0 to 3. But this means a total of only 64 colors possible. And what some of my friends may remember is, I'm going to switch the video back to my camera. Some people may remember the Princess Rosalina Mario Kart videos that I uploaded to Facebook. I uploaded those the weekend before I moved. And so now I want to talk a little bit about my move and how that's been, because I'm excited about computer programming, and unfortunately this is always on my mind while I'm supposed to be working, and I try to concentrate on my job, but I miss it when I can't do my computer programming all week. I've been doing some amazing graphics programming. But anyway, so it was a big process. I had to pay my initial fee of $800, and I had to sign up for renter's insurance because that's required. So basically I had to shell out tons of money to get moved into my apartment. That includes my first month rent, some initial fees, and the utility bills are in my name. I have renter's insurance, a lot of financial business, and right now I'm broke. But payday is the 7th, Monday. So a few more days and I'll have money and I can buy some more things I need. But basically, my job is hard and it's very physical, but I like it. I like it because I've only been there since June, and now it's October, so yeah, I've been there like 4 months at this point, and I'm getting pretty good. I've been trained in the shelving, the sorting, several different things, and so I'm just going to keep getting better at my job, and I'm making good money, because I'll tell you one thing, when you're working 50 hours a week or 45 some weeks, you make good money, because even at my old pay rate from Hy-Vee, had I been working that many hours, yeah, I would still have been making a lot of money. But now I'm working overtime for a company that's paying me more per hour as a base rate, not including the health insurance. And I do highly recommend that people who are extremely strong and want a good paying job work for Brilliant. And please become a general clerk 1 on the second shift. We need you. People, for some reason, they keep quitting. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good job, and maybe some people just aren't physically strong enough to keep up with it. But and I want to say one more thing about that. A lot of people don't like this job because, well, they're working so many hours, they're working nights, and it really cuts into their social life. They don't have much of a life. To work this job or any job where you're working, 10 hours a day a lot of the time, well, you basically have to have no life. It helps if you generally don't like people like me, and you want to hide in a cave from the rest of the world. Seriously, it's like, well, yeah, I work a lot, but what I don't like to do the things other people do. I mean, it's not like I don't have a spouse, I don't have kids, I don't have family, really, besides my mother, and it's like, well, other people, they don't want to work that much because they have other things in life to balance. They want to see their spouse. They have kids to raise, or they want to go dating people, or they want to go out partying. A lot of people, um, they look for an easier job. You know what I mean? People aren't. I just don't think that most people are cut out for this job, but I'll tell you what, I'm grateful for this job. I'm grateful for what I have because to be able to get a full time job, at this time in this economy, with especially for someone who just has a GED and no college degree, to be able to get a full time job, I'm extremely lucky there. Really. I think I'm lucky, and I wish everyone could have the opportunity to work a full-time job and make enough money to rent an apartment. And let's be serious. Rent the just renting a one-bedroom apartment is not cheap these days. My rent is going to be $750 a month. So obviously, I have to work my butt off at this job. I have to work a lot of hours. I have to carefully manage my money. I'm gonna plan everything out. I'm gonna try to find a way to save money, on what I buy, whether I'm buying food or other things I need, because I just want to make sure that I can pay my rent, my utility bills, but also be able to buy food, toilet paper, everything I need. And it's not easy, but I'm really happy now because I'm 32 years old and I finally have my own apartment. I'm working a full-time job. I'm managing my money, and it's actually the reason I'm up at 6:30 in the morning after working 10 hours is because I was planning on getting up at 9, so that my friend Larry can take me up to the post office before it closes, because it's only open till noon on Saturday. And so I want to make sure I get to the post office because I need to talk to them about the fact that I've moved. I need a mailbox key. I need to make sure that I'm getting my mail. And of course, then I have to, update my bank, and work with my new address, because having an up-to-date address is important for financial stuff with my bank and my health insurance through my job. So there's just all this business that right now it's stressful because I have to take care of this, have to contact the post office, have to make sure I deal with all these things. But once these things are done, then I don't have to do them all the time, And so it's rough. It's a lot to think about, a lot of stuff that once it's over, then I'll be able to relax. And the thing is, I currently don't even have internet at home right now. So all I have to do is take my laptop to somewhere with Wi-Fi to even upload this video. But that's all right. I can if I want to set up an internet plan at my apartment, then I can do that in the future. But no rush. First, I have to wait till my next paycheck, really. So anyway, but yeah, I'm happy about my job because I'm doing fairly well, and I hope that I continue to do well at my job because obviously I need that income. I finally got this place, and I don't want to lose it. Having my own apartment is great. And I'm definitely going to be inviting some people over to my apartment once I get it ready. I have boxes and boxes of stuff all over the floor, and it's crazy. And so, yeah, I'm also gonna. Well, I guess it's today. Yeah, is Saturday. This afternoon, I'm hoping to get the rest of my stuff. There's just a few more things left at my apartment with, my mom's apartment. Now it's kind of weird because I used to call it my apartment, but now this is my apartment. Now that's my mom's apartment. She's the only one who lives there now. So I have to get my bike and my pump for my tires and the rest of the stuff in my closet, and then I should have everything. And so it's kind of strange. I'm still deciding what I need to use on a daily basis and what can just be kept in boxes. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy right now, and I wanted to let my friends know that I'm doing well. Now, keep in mind, I'm extremely tired, I'm sleep deprived, but at this point, there's no point in going to sleep because I need to wake up again in a few hours anyway. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to maybe stay up and then take care of the post office, get things moved, keep myself awake with a little bit of caffeine, and then I'll probably just go to bed really early Saturday night. So that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm tired and I'm not thinking straight. But I had so much I wanted to say. I haven't been able to say anything. I haven't really been able to talk to any of the people who know me online. But I know that when I do upload this, they'll see this, and I'm hoping to, once I get internet established at home, I'm hoping to start doing, the Google Hangouts again, just like I used to do with Pafo and the other vegan friends. So yeah, I want to get back into that because at least on the weekends, I can do that kind of stuff I like to do again. So that is the plan, and I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get to doing the stuff that I want to be doing at least on weekends, and the rest of the week I'll just be working my job, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on, and I'm gonna be inviting some people I know to see my apartment and hang out with me. So that works. And also, I hope you enjoyed seeing what I can do with my graphics programming. That's kind of one of my latest passions recently. Is just I have this huge project. I have several source files and so many different things I can do. Color transformations, drawing checkerboards, loading and saving image files, and of course there already exist graphics libraries such as ImageMagick and the standard image classes in the Java API, not to mention like C Sharp, the .NET API. I mean, there are a lot of graphics libraries out there that already have all the functionality that my functions do, plus more. But this is a learning project. It's about me learning how to manipulate pixels with my own code rather than just calling functions that other people have written. Because I'm very much a do it myself kind of person. You know what I mean? Even though, open source is great, and the fact there's all this open source software is great, but when it comes to programming, I have a tendency to want to do things my way, because when I call other people's functions, then that means I have to compile and install it the right way, and then I have to learn their API. I have to learn how to call their functions and with what arguments. But if I'm the one writing the functions that I use, I can make those functions be named what I want, have this arguments in the order I want when they're called, so I have complete control. And I'm a control freak basically, and that's why I like having my own apartment. So if I want to record a video at 6:30 in the morning on my laptop, I can do that. If I wanna sit on the toilet and eat Doritos and drink Coke Zero, I can do that. You know what I mean? That's the benefit of having an apartment. And I'm about to drop dead, but I don't have time to sleep because I was gonna get up and go to the post office. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna stop recording this video because I can't keep my eyes open anymore. I should not have been doing this. Goodbye.